United States top diplomat Antony Blinken is in Rwanda, the last leg of his three-nation Africa tour. Blinken first went to South Africa, then the Democratic Republic of Congo. So why is the top diplomat in Africa? To woo the African nations and counter Russia and China in the continent. What he called for was an equal partnership.
Too often, African nations have been treated as instruments of other nations' progress, rather than the authors of their own. Time and again, they have been told to pick a side in great power contests that feel far removed from daily struggles of their people. The United States will not dictate Africa's choices. Neither should anyone else. The right to make these choices belongs to Africans, and Africans alone.
America's priorities in the continent are diverse. It ranges from protecting democracy, investment, security, COVID support and clean energy. So what is Blinken doing to prop up US influence? His first stop was South Africa. Its government has remained neutral in global conflicts, even in the war in Ukraine. They did not pick a side. Secondly, South Africa is the region's second largest economy. It is an economic powerhouse that wields a lot of diplomatic influence. Blinken's visit aims to help US understand the country's position and to bring South Africa into the Western fold. The second stop was the Democratic Republic of Congo. The DRC is seeking international support as it remains engaged in a tussle with neighboring Rwanda. This is over an armed group called the M23. The DRC accuses Rwanda of backing the rebels. Blinken's visit aimed at addressing these tensions. Congo is also rich in natural resources. It has substantial untapped gold, cobalt, and high-grade copper reserves, deposits that the United States is hoping to gain access to. The third stop was Rwanda. The country is an important ally of the United States. It also remains involved in a conflict with the DRC. So the United States is hoping to use its leverage to solve the tussle between Kigali and Kinshasa. Blinken also voiced serious concerns about human rights in Rwanda, especially raising the case of Hotel Rwanda hero Paul Rusesabagina. Blinken's trip is especially crucial for the United States. Through the years, Africa has not played a crucial role in US policies. In fact, the last visit by a US president to any African country was Obama's trip to Ethiopia in 2015. But Blinken is not alone in this charm offensive. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was in Africa right before Blinken. He visited 4 African countries, ending with Egypt. Russia provides much of the continent's food. It is also Africa's largest arms supplier. Even at the United Nations, nearly half of African countries did not condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. As for China, it has dramatically enlarged its footprint in Africa. Trade between China and Africa rose to an all-time high of $254 billion in 2021. In comparison, trade between US and African countries declined to just $64 billion in 2021. Beijing is also spending billions in the continent with numerous energy, rail and port projects. In the last 5 years, China has invested $70 billion into Africa. This money is spread across 287 projects. In January, Beijing appointed a special envoy to the Horn of Africa to tackle insecurity, emphasizing on its commitment to maintain peace and stability in Africa. Both these countries have had a head start here, but Washington is now desperate to counter-influence. Washington will also host a US-Africa Leaders Summit in December. This is to foster new economic engagement with the continent. And for more on that, I earlier spoke to William Courtney, who is from Washington, D.C. He is a senior fellow at the RAND Global think tank. This is what he had to say.
China has far more investment in Africa, and so that has given it the upper hand, if you will, in quite a few places in Africa. Russia doesn't have that comparable capability to invest in Africa, and while France, the United States, others in the West are also interested in engaging in investment in Africa, it's not the same scale as China. So in terms of upper hand, we really have to say that China's economic involvement in Africa is a particular strength. But over the long term, Africa has a lot of interests, including maintaining the non-alignment policies that a lot of African countries have had for quite some time. And so African countries will appreciate the interest of the West in helping them to balance off competing pressures.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.